everyone, so I thought I would make a video kind of shedding some light on something but in more of a fun way. So I'm 23 years old. I am currently dealing with a few different illnesses. They're often known as invisible illnesses, which might be a little confusing to the average person, but basically it means that I may look very healthy on the outside, but unfortunately that's not the case on the inside. So going more into detail with that, my biggest illness I would say that affects me the most every day is POTS. POTS stands for postural orthostatic tachycardia syndrome. It basically means that for me, at least, when I stand up, my heart rate spikes up, and along with that, shortness of breath, dizziness, palpitations. A lot of times my body just feels so heavy, like it's just gonna pull me to the ground. So POTS is a type of dysautonomia, which means that the autonomic nervous system, which is in control of basically everything that you don't think of yourself, pupil dilation, digestion, your heart rate, all that kind of stuff, it's all out of whack, which obviously isn't very fun. So with me specifically, along with the symptoms from standing or changing position in general, I also deal with digestion issues such as nausea. I'm pretty much always bloated like I'm 6 months pregnant. I get full very easily. I've had times my blood sugar has gone too low, so I always try to keep some snacks on me. Along with that, I get dehydrated very easily. I'm exhausted all the time. I would say that's one of my top 3 symptoms. Temperature irregulation, problems regulating temperature. I don't know how to properly word that. Sorry, but basically it affects a lot more than just, when you're standing up. Along with POTS, I also have Sjogrens. Sjogrens is an autoimmune disease, which means that your immune system is basically fighting your own body. So Sjogrens is pretty similar to lupus, but they do tend to show up differently. With Sjogrens, a lot of times it typically starts off attacking your moisture secreting glands. Gross. But basically your salivary glands, your tear ducts, pretty much any gland that can secrete moisture. So with that being said, dryness is typically one of the first symptoms. With me personally, I would say my dry eyes and dry mouth are definitely some of my biggest symptoms. I try a lot of things to try and prevent that because obviously, dry mouth can cause dental decay. Dry eyes, it can just cause damage to your eyes as well. Dry skin. A lot of people assume that Sjogrens is just dry eyes and dry mouth. Fortunately, that's not the case. Sjogrens can actually end up attacking your lungs, your liver, your kidneys. It can raise your chances for lymphoma. I also have chronic fatigue syndrome. So when people hear that, they kind of think you're just tired. It's a lot more than just being tired. I've had times where, I was only able to shower once a week, and even then, the fatigue was so bad that, I really could have put it off a lot longer. Honestly, it's disgusting, but it's reality. Also with chronic fatigue syndrome, there is something called post-exertional malaise? I don't know. Again, another word that I'm not very good at pronouncing. So that basically means that when you exert yourself, say you're working out, even just little things for people with chronic fatigue syndrome, it typically will throw you into a flare-up, which is where your symptoms are a lot worse than usual. And the onset of those symptoms can start anywhere from during the activity or immediately after, or it can take sometimes up to a week to start feeling that fatigue. And it is very frustrating. So I do have a few other problems as well, but I'm not going to get into much detail with those just because it isn't as related to my video. But if you guys would like to know more about that as well, just let me know. So moving on to the fun part. I have always loved the what's in my bag videos. I don't know why. I've always been a very curious person, and I just like to see, new products that people are using and just different things that kind of help them get through their day. This is one of my main bags that I use. It is a Michael Kors that my husband got me for Christmas. I love it. It is pretty big. I've always been a small purse kind of girl, like this. But unfortunately things have changed, so if I'm gonna be gone for longer than a few hours, I do like to have a bigger purse just in case. Let's get into it. One of the first things that I have in here is just my little, I don't want to say medical bag, but it just has a few necessities for me personally. I always have Sjogrens because one of the things with POTS is migraines, and this seems to be the only thing that helps me. I also have some Benadryl cream. I have very itchy skin a lot of the times. I don't know what it is. It could just be dry skin from Sjogrens. It could be from POTS. I know something called MCAS is a problem for a lot of POTS patients. But regardless, itchy skin. And then I also have some eye drops. This one right here is my favorite. I don't think it's gonna zoom right. Also ignore my nails. But it's the Sustain Balance. It kind of helps to keep your eyes moist and also prevent further damage and kind of heal the little scratches that you can get in your eyes. I have these little things. They're called Xyla Melts. You just stick this brown side in the side of your cheek or along your gum line. These work the longest, I feel like, so I like to use those when I go to sleep so I don't wake up with a super dry mouth and throat. I also have some Claritin because sometimes I'll just be itching all over and it's horrible. I have some ginger chews. Oops. I have some ginger chews or the chimes for when I have just slight nausea and I don't feel like taking a medication for it yet. Dry mouth things. These are from the ACT brand. They taste very good. They're honey lemon, but honestly, they pretty much do nothing for my dry mouth. What else? A probiotic in here. It's the Renew Life, I believe. I don't know. This is supposed to be in there too. So this is my little pill case. It says you can do it, and it has that little American woman showing her muscle, but then down here it has a little asterisk and it says with medication. So I like that. You can do it, but you just need a little help now. So in here I also have these things called salt sticks. With POTS you're supposed to drink tons of fluids and also increase your salt intake, because the problem with POTS is that your blood will kind of just stay sitting in the lower level of your body. So that's why your heart rate is racing, to try and get that blood circulating up to your brain and just everywhere it needs to be. So the whole point is to try and make up for that amount of blood. So then I have a few different medications in here that I take every day. I have Zofran, which is a lifesaver for severe nausea. This little pill case, it just has some random supplements and stuff that I tend to forget to take. I am a glasses wearer. I can't wear contacts because my eyes are so dry, so I can't see the video that well, but I just didn't want to wear them. But anyways, so I have a little glasses cloth. This is just a natural lavender lemongrass lotion that I got at, what is it called? It's like a flea market, trade day kind of thing we do here in Texas. And then I have some hand sanitizer. Obviously, I'm a germaphobe, and when I get sick, it's just 10 times worse than it should be now. It takes forever to go away. This one is a natural hand sanitizer. It is, oh sorry, my hands are so shaky. It is orange vanilla scented. It's a spray, which I like. I kind of try to steer clear from products that have a lot of chemicals. I feel like that definitely can't be good, especially if you're autoimmune. And I just feel a little better about using this kind of stuff. I read somewhere that women use over 100 chemicals a day on their face, so that's a little scary. I also have a mirror in here for obvious reasons, and also my hands are just too shaky to try and, you know, put eye drops in like that. So what I do is I tend to kind of pull my lid down and just look in the mirror like that. My pulse oximeter. It's pretty handy. It also shows your oxygen level, so you just place it on your finger like that and let it do its thing. I do have an Apple Watch that I tend to use regularly, but if I feel like something's really off, then I will go ahead and use this because it's quicker. Also, I take a certain medication in the morning, and you have to have your heart rate above a certain rate in order to be able to take it. So I have to measure my heart rate for a minute straight. So on to the next thing, I have my little wallet. Yeah, I just got it from Old Navy, but I always make sure that I have my debit cards, my insurance card, stuff, typical adult stuff. And then I have some gum. I also have this Biotine dry mouth gel. I've tried this spray. It's too minty for me. I just can't handle it when I'm nauseous, so this seems to also work a little better. I like to use this when I wake up in the middle of the night with a dry mouth and dry throat as well. What else do I have in here? I have a chapstick. This is just a little natural one from the same trade day kind of thing. I also have this little essential oils lavender roll-on. I got it from, I think, Walgreens. It kind of helps with anxiety. I just kind of roll it on. Then I have a little lipstick. I don't carry as much makeup with me as I used to, just because I am fortunate enough to be working from home at the moment. I'm not gone very long, honestly. And then I have these little guys. These are the Ultima Replenisher to-go packets. So this is just a very strong electrolyte mix, I guess you could say. With POTS, again, I do get dehydrated very easily. If I'm not drinking enough fluids pretty much constantly, I will get very symptomatic. I can just be sitting on the couch and I'll just feel like just instant, like a brick wall. I just feel very sluggish and just rapid heart rate. So these have been a lifesaver for me. I feel like these work very quickly compared to trying to just chug a bunch of water. These are my favorite. What else do I have in here? Oh, sometimes you kind of just find missing pills. I have a whole bunch of junk in this purse because I just can't bring myself to clean it out regularly. I also have some headphones, normal people thing. And then in here I have some beer salt. Don't laugh, I live in Texas. This tastes a lot better than regular salt. Going with POTS again, you gotta increase your salt intake. Some body spray. This one I got from Target. It smells so good, and it's natural, I believe, at least mostly. Sorry. Then I have some oil blotting sheets. I do have combination skin, so my T-zone will get very oily, especially during summer. And these, they're nice. Just got them from Walmart. Tissues, everybody needs some tissues. And I do have some regular, female products. I don't get my period. I met with my doctor so that I can skip it every month because I'm a lot more symptomatic, especially with the fatigue. So I'm lucky that I get to skip it, but I do like to keep some products just in case. Sometimes people will ask if they can have one, so just good to have all the time. Moving all this stuff out of the way. Oops. One of my favorite products that I have been using the past few months, it's a little obnoxious, but it gets the job done. This is called the Hydro Jug, and it's very large compared to me, but it is a 1 gallon jug, I believe, so it's about 2 liters of water. You can take this off, but I just have it on for right now. It's pretty handy because you can just carry it around like this. If we are going to be somewhere for a while, I do take it with me. It has little pockets on the sides, so you can fit your phone or your wallet or whatever. So sometimes I'll just kind of bring this in my car keys with my wallet, phone in it, and I'm good. Sometimes I will bring my little wrist blood pressure monitor. I do have to monitor it regularly because of the medications that I'm on. There you go. What else? Oh, I also always have a hair tie and bobby pins. So yeah, that's all with this video. If you have any questions or requests or anything like that, let me know in the comments. Bye, thank you.